We also have more information coming in at this point of time. But before that, Ambassador Manju Seth, who's a former diplomat, joins us live on the broadcast. Manju Seth, Miss Manju Seth, in fact, how do you think the meeting with Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's with the Chinese President Xi Jinping at the very same time when India from the same platform at the SCO meeting has deliberately also conveyed a very staunch position of bonhomie and a good relation, which are on the ties, which are on the way to be mended, comes out. How do you think Pakistan's positioning at this point of time is trying to achieve? Is this also being very questionable, given that Shehbaz Sharif has called China and Pakistan iron brothers?
I think this is something which I think was expected, because China and Pakistan ties are, I think, not linked with what its ties with India or its improvement with ties with India for China. I don't think China looks at it that way. We might want it that, yes, it should be either us or them, but I don't think China looks at it that way. It would prefer to continue its ties with Pakistan because it is of its strategic interest. And I think if you look back, it is always this Iron Brothers talk has been on for quite some time now. Yes, at the SCO meeting, it looked like the optics were not very good, and it did look like as if India was had an upper hand and Pakistan had a lower hand. Yeah, maybe at the SCO summit, it was in the interest of Beijing, of China, to see that India was given its due sort of regard and its sensitivities are addressed, given that this SCO meeting was important even for Beijing, for China, and for Xi Jinping, that this goes off well and it should reflect unity, etc. And since we had a bilateral meeting separately with our Prime Minister, had a separate bilateral meeting with the Chinese President, I think it was to be expected that he would hold a meeting with Pakistan as well. I believe that, and I think the fact that General Field Marshal Asim Munir was at this meeting, it indicates the power imbalance, should I say, within Pakistan, and the importance that is there for him in the whole scheme of things. And I think China understands that, and the Chinese would not want, because as you know, the BRI project, the CPEC project, in which China is heavily invested, it would like to see that they go ahead, and even it would not like any. There have been issues, as you are well aware, and as Professor Nalapat, I think it was, who was mentioning that the attacks were there and which they are bearing on India, on Chinese workers. So I think China would want to take. To talk to Pakistan to ensure that its citizens working in Pakistan on the BRI, on the CPEC, are not harmed, their safety is ensured, and also that Pakistan respects the Chinese sensitivities and Chinese strategic interests in Pakistan. I think that will not change very soon. Yes, Pakistan, has had problems, has had issues, and China is a little not so sure that it will have a very good implementation of its project. But at the same time, I don't think China would want to ruin its relationship just because it is building a better relationship or mending its relationship and rebalancing its relationship with India. Because it understands that India is important for it, of course, and it would want to improve the relationship with India. But at the same time, I think Pakistan is also of interest, in their interest, and meet their strategic goals in the region. And I'm not sure that they will, very quickly, put them,
All right.
take them aside.